do we have? Who has joined us on the live stream tonight? Early on, early on, early on. Who's here? Who's here? Check in. Check in for me. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I see VH and I see KB. What up? How you guys doing this evening? Wait, I see VH and I see KB. What up? Just need that. Yes. It's always kind of weird. So I put on the live stream so that I can make sure that everything runs smoothly. So yeah. KB, how you doing, man? He says good evening, Dash. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. Appreciate you. Live chat. 35 hertz. Cider or oak or pine? Easy question. So I guess that's supposed to be cedar. But I would prefer oak over cedar, and you do not want to cook with pine. If I were doing like some salmon, wait. Over cedar, and you do not want to cook with pine. If I were doing, sorry. All right, so the whole thing is, you definitely don't want to cook with pine. Pine is actually it is bad for you. The oils in the pine, you don't want to cook with that. Pine is a softwood. You want to use hardwoods. Excuse me. Melrose says, "What's up? What up, dude?" He said, "Melrose in the building." Dave, how you doing, man? Victor says, "So a moment has passed. Howdy, y'all." Yes, indeed. There's an echo. I know it was from my laptop here. I happened to open up two windows. I didn't realize the second one was open. Howard, he says, "Hey, Dash," and 35 hertz. This is good, man. There you go. Victor agrees with what I'm saying. He said, "Cedar planks, okay. Do not cook or burn cedar. Do not cook or burn cedar." I've never actually, like thrown cedar into a fire aside from, using cedar planks to, cook salmon on. Hog says, "In the yard drinking, JD." Well, I have a small jar tonight. I'm trying to limit the consumption because I have to get up early in the morning. So we got a tiny jar. We got a tiny jar like the Tiny Desk concerts. we're gonna drop the whole jar. So this is some magical corn clear. Oh yeah. Let that drip for a moment. Get it all. Flip that back over and give it a second, and we're gonna pour some more, and it's gonna be another drip in there. Dave says, "Everyone, be sure to hit that like button." Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. If you have not already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. So, soaking wood, nah. I am not a fan of soaking wood. It really does nothing but actually, probably, how do I want to put this? Contribute to some off flavors. But anyway, we are almost 5 minutes in, and I kind of wanted to. Melrose's beard looking fresh. Actually, I shoot. I need to pick it out and oil it, and I didn't put any heat to it today to get it a little straighter than it could be. So let's see. Victor said, "I wanted to make sure he didn't use cedar as fuel. It would be bad like pine." Well, there you have it. Like I said, I've never actually cooked cedar. Like put it in a fire. I've always put a plank and used the plank, but also I've usually used it when I was using a propane grill, and that was helpful to actually get some flavor into into my salmon that I was cooking on the propane grill. Let's see. So, but I wanted to talk to you guys tonight, and we'll give it another moment or so for folks to pop in. So let's see, who else do we have on the live stream? Please check in and say hi. Do not be bashful. It's not like I'm going to kick you out or put you on timeout or anything like that. You know, please feel free to at least say hi. That would be nice. Victor says, much confusion tonight. Yes, soak cedar planks with water. The plank is on the grill out of the flames. Yes, indeed. But see, my whole thing is this, Victor. I'm not a fan of soaking wood. Never soaked wood chips. Like I've hold on one second, guys. Are you going to school tomorrow or not? You have to tell me now because that'll determine whether I'm getting up early or not. Because if you do not go, I'm going into work early. If you go, then I'm not going to go into work early. Oh, please be careful with that bat over there.
You have work tomorrow?
Yes, I have to go into work tomorrow.
How long are you staying at work until?
Until 2 o'clock.
You gonna be able to get me?
No, you're gonna have to take the bus. I have to go into work tomorrow.
Okay. Do you think you could take me to Bubba?
When? I mean, I guess.
Thank you.
No, you have to get your haircut tomorrow.
I don't want to get my haircut. I'm going out my sides.
Bastion, do you realize we have a standing appointment, and if you miss that appointment, I have to pay him regardless?
That's wrong. Okay, I'll go. I'll cut my hair.
Even if you just get it shaped up, that.
Yeah, I just can you tell him
what?
To just do the lines?
Like, so you just want to shape up?
No,
I'm sorry.
See the lines. It's the lines.
That's a shape up.
Okay, a shape up. I just want a shape up.
You don't want any haircut on the side of your head?
No, but I want no hair cut, but I also want a fade.
Then that's
a cut.
Correct.
Yeah. But I like my cut that I had last time, but I don't. Okay, just a shape up. Just a shape up.
Talk to your brother.
What time is it?
4:45. The same exact time.
Do you think I could go to Bubba at like 6 and be done at 8?
As of right now, I don't see a problem. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be dad taxi right now.
Oh, a child bag. It's a nice bag. It's a nice bag.
Howard says only smoke with oak, cherry, and hickory. JR says, what's happening? It's been a minute for me. Yeah, buddy. D-Dub says, hey, yo, Dash and Barbecue family. How's everybody? 35 Hertz says, family first. You good, bro? Yeah. KB says, how do I get paid for barbecue? Compliments. Guess I need to hit them up for some cash. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Dude, give me the bat. Give me the bat.
I'm putting it right down. Putting it down. Thunder, heavy rain. Yeah. Get the...
Go somewhere.
I'm sitting on the couch.
Godly. Victor said Dash is absolutely a different thing. You soak the cedar or any wood plank for that matter, so it won't burn. That's why it's a different thing. Trust me on this. Again, Victor, this my own personal thing. I am not a fan of soaking wood. Just I will stand on my lonely island, and no need for debate. No need to call me tomorrow about it. This is my own thing. I am not a fan of soaking wood, especially planks, chips, chunks, none of it. I have found no discernible value add, none. My own personal opinion. Like I said, just let that one go. Treat it like it's frozen. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to debate me. Just my own personal opinion. You form your personal opinions. I form mine. I don't soak anything with. Again, I also was using cedar planks on a propane grill, where the likelihood of any flames hitting the cedar plank, are reduced. So if you're using it on charcoal, if you're using it on something else, Your mileage may vary. In my instance, the only time I'm using cedar planks is when I'm using a propane grill in order to help with some flavor add from the wood. That is all. The likelihood of a fire or flame hitting that plank greatly reduced with the propane grill. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. All right, so let's see. Um, my gosh, Victor says perhaps you need to play the polka music to deal with the bat. He has the same stance on the hot and fast ribs. No arguing about it. I mean, that's it. That's it. That's all, man. There are certain things that just my let it be my own personal opinion. Let it be my own whatever you want to call it. Bias. Okay, those are my biases. Anyway, so let's talk about making some money. How do you get paid? Um, let's talk about how you get paid to barbecue. So, of course, I barter a lot. I barter a lot when it comes to doing different things. Um, I will, tell someone, hey, yo, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. What is the value of X, Y, and Z? I'll give you, some ribs in the same value, or some brisket, or some pulled pork. I have no problem exploiting my talents and labor for some sweat equity in a trade. I also obviously, I like to be paid in cash. Um, you know, cash is one of those things where everyone always says cash is king. Do not put electronic payments past you. I've had a lot. I won't say a lot, but I've had folks send me money via Zelle recently. I don't do Venmo, but Zelle, Cash App, and PayPal. PayPal is how I do my invoicing, and when I was quote unquote swiping a credit card, it was through PayPal as well. I never did Square, just because, well, technically I did do Square, but I did Square, and then for a brief moment, and then I broke my reader, like the the prong that went into my cell phone. This is how long ago it was. Broke, and the Square reader broke, and I was scrambling to find an alternative to Square, and that's when I discovered PayPal. PayPal had the same exact setup, and the monies from the card would go immediately into my PayPal account versus Square would pretty much settle up and do a batch transaction the next day or in 2 days, depending on if it was a weekend or something like that, into my account. Howard said, I have a small catering business in Montgomery County. Like to hear how others go about getting paid. Yep. Um, well, Howard, that's what's up. KB says, put boats are made of wood and they float. But boats are made of wood and they float. Yeah. I don't like cedar planks. I'm not against alder planks, but honestly, I like direct heat on my salmon. Enough said for both of us. Yeah. You know, are we staying on topic? Yes, Quentin, we are. So the thing is, the gentleman was speaking, or prior to your arrival, prior to us starting to talk about getting paid for doing barbecue, there was a gentleman that asked a question about different types of wood, and one of those types of wood was cedar planks that he mentioned. So we're staying on topic, and we haven't mentioned cedar plank yet again, again at all, because we're talking about how we get paid. So those of you guys who have been paid for doing barbecue, even if it's like one of those, hey, I'll, and I do not condone folks buying meat from me, but when you are just starting out and or you're doing somebody a serious favor, a serious solid, they might say, hey, can I bring you the meat and maybe some charcoal or a couple of dollars, or like a bottle, or a case of beer or something like that, and you cook these things for me. I'm not above that. I'm not above that for you. For you. Not for me though. I want to say, fortunately, I'm past that. I'm past that, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need a couple dollars, or I will barter. Like I said, I get paid. I will barter in kind. I'm not still looking for, but it's funny. I have a friend of mine who does photography, and she posted, I guess I won't say bored, but she's looking to photograph random other objects, and she basically said, how about I do a pay what you can type session? And I was like, ooh, maybe I should hit her up and be like, yo, I got a couple pounds of brisket for you, but I don't know what her session costs are to give her a comparable amount of brisket. So I might need to hit her up. Victor says, how do we get paid for barbecue? Kind of reminds me of the old bumper sticker. Yeah. Tail, grass, or cash. No one rides for free. He said, oh, so true. Yes, indeed. Exactly. Mm. Victor, that's not an old bumper sticker. I still see those. Definitely. Definitely. Anyway, Quentin, what's going on with you, man? How you doing this evening? Um, let's see. So, PayPal of the invoicing type, I prefer PayPal because the money goes directly into my PayPal account, and then whatever fees PayPal charges, with the fact that I can use I have a PayPal debit card that is a business card, and the fact that I use that for purchases, any purchase I have to sign for, I get 1% of that money cash back. So it effectively reduces my fees from 3.5% or 3 and some change percent down to 2 and some change, or 2.5%. So that's why I prefer PayPal. Uh, but, well, those of you who, I know raise your hand, say I, if you were affected this year on your taxes because of electronic payments. I had electronic payments through PayPal, through Patreon. Yes, those are the two, and I actually anticipated having, I won't say an issue, but I anticipated having to deal with something through CashApp, also through uh, Zelle, but Zelle I did not. I guess I didn't hit the threshold. Cash App, I guess I didn't hit the threshold, and I only had to claim what came through via PayPal. So D-Dub says, I take Venmo, Cash App, and or Zelle. I can take debit credit cards, but my bank hits me with the fee, so that's the last resort. D-Dub, so, it's one of those things where it is a last resort sometimes, but it's the path of least resistance for me. Um, because, people say, hey, you want me to, you want cash? Sure. You want to pay me in cash? Sure. That what ends up happening is the cash goes in my pocket for all of, a day or so, and then I get taste lesson number one, like, Daddy, can I get $20 for this? Or taste lesson number two, I'm going on a trip. Is there any way where you can, give me the money for the trip and then maybe some spending money? Taste lesson number three, can I have $1 for ice cream day? Can I have, a couple dollars for this? Or can you pay for this? And so it ends up going into the family fund, if you will. But when I use my debit card, the money ends up staying in my PayPal account, and then the business kind of takes care of itself. So the cash sometimes can be mad money, and then everything else is tracked. Let's see. Howard says, my Square is Bluetooth. I use that for pop-up outings, and PayPal and Venmo for catering. Yep. Victor said I had that bumper sticker on my van at the time over 40 years ago. I always parked my van, so when I picked up my date, the father would hopefully not see it. Oh boy. Josh, what's going on? It should be Josh is in the house, or Josh and Babers in the house, but he says Dash is in the house. Nice. Quentin says the fact that you can still ask someone for $1 for something is impressive. Yeah, well, this is a fundraising thing, so they would buy boxes of popsicles at Taste Hustle number 3 school, and the excuse me, it's been a long day. The boxes of popsicles, you spend $2-3 on a box of popsicles, and you get 6 or 8 popsicles, and they're selling them for $1 a piece. They're making it come up. They're making it come up. 35 hertz is hard to make yourself hard sometimes. Yeah. Josh says my Crocs are in the house. Man, stay rocking. Stay rocking the Crocs. I have to go into my office tomorrow, and I was debating if I was gonna put on sneakers or rock the Crocs. I'm like, I'm probably gonna rock the Crocs and just deal with it. We're having some sort of all hands meeting. It's town hall, all hands, blah blah blah. Mm, yeah. So I gotta go into work for that. Basically, what's crazy is the all hands town hall thing is from 12:30 to 1:30. My day starts at 6 a.m. and I'm done at 2. So after this meeting at 1:30, I'm probably gonna be like deuces, cause shoot. Oh wow, the adventure of Jig Pole Shorty. All right, he says need a good price to sell ribs by the pound or slab. So if you're talking slab, you're probably talking of St. Louis or spares. I really don't cook spares and or St. Louis. I do baby backs, and the way, and unfortunately, I'm going to answer this because usually I try to stay on topic. So Quentin cut me some slack, but the man donated a couple dollars to get me to answer this for him. I take how much those ribs cost me, and unfortunately, because of the fact that I don't cook spare ribs often, I couldn't tell you how much I would charge for spares currently. But the last time I did spares, I think I charged like it might have been $40 or $50 per slab of spare ribs. And I don't do St. Louis cut. Just again in my area, well not again, but in my area, most people want full St. Louis, excuse me, full spare ribs or baby backs. I'm not in an area where St. Louis style ribs are as prevalent as when you go further into the Midwest, and then they trim the ribs and or are doing something else. So it's a fair price. I live in Louisiana. So where in Louisiana are you? Because it might be headed to New Orleans over the summer. Uh, Crocs are the best invention of the 21st century. D-Dub said. I don't know. There's some things that are up there. Crocs are just very comfortable. Um, but so, but the thing, Jake Paul Shorty is you have to take into account where where you are, and two, how much those ribs cost you. Because if those ribs cost you $20 for a rack, and you really need to triple what it costs you, then $50, $50 is not gonna be enough. If those ribs, let's say you bought a 2-pack and that 2-pack was $30, right? Um, if that 2-pack was $30 or $35, right? Then charging $50 for the two is going to be a little more right, if you know what I mean. Because by the time you break it down, you have uh if it's $30 and you have two spares, right? So that's $15 a piece. 15 times 3 is 45. If you say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna charge 50, get a little extra for my seasonings, for cost of condiments, whatever, whatever the case may be. That's how I end up figuring it out. And again, it's one of those things where if I'm saying, all right, I'm gonna sell a rack of ribs, and I'm down in DC where folks are a lot more affluent, I could probably get $60 for a rack. Versus me saying, all right, you know what, I'm gonna sell a slab of ribs and I'm gonna sell them in Baltimore. I might not be able to get $60 for a rack. I might have to sell them for 40 or 45, and I still get people hemming and hawing because um, it just folks are folks. So let's see. William says I barbecue and hey dudes. I have yet to buy a pair of those. Excuse me. He says Baton Rouge Red Stick. I have had some friends down in Baton Rouge. I used to be a part of a motorcycle forum that was based in Baton Rouge. It's a long time ago. Actually, when or if I get down that way, I would like to look up some of the dudes from the motorcycle forum and actually meet up with them. I was planning to come down that way, and then that was like I was like set in motion a plan to come down to Louisiana, and then that's when Katrina hit. So that's how long ago it was when I lost touch with those guys. Quentin says, "Hey dudes are life." Yeah, I can see you wearing "Hey dudes." Jake Paul Shody said I was doing $20 a pound. I had to go up to $25 a pound. I mean, I feel bad trying to charge people by the pound for ribs because there's a bone in there, and it's like, oh, you charge me $25, and half of this I can't even eat. And it's not like you can be like, oh, get those bones to your dog or something like that. No, you really don't want to give cooked bones to your dog because they're brittle, excuse me, and can shatter. Um, Victor says, oh, damn, I went too long on the comment. He lost his comment. I won't say you gotta keep track, but you gotta like start typing and then press enter to send the comment and then keep it moving. So how else are you guys getting paid? I've heard. I mean, I haven't. Well, actually, I was gonna say I haven't taken a check in a long time, but I have one consistent say organization, but one event that I do on an annual basis. Hey, Uncle Steve, how you doing, man? He says, "Woo, good evening, Uncle Steve. You're not hanging out, are you somewhere where you can hear me if I whisper?" Victor says, I know, I wasn't paying attention yet. He said those, and it doesn't tell you how many characters you have in your comment. You just short. William says, I check local barbecue places here in San Antonio. See, the problem with that, William, you're trying to match prices with someone who has more overhead than you. And that's something that I realized early on. I can't charge those prices. I can, but I can't. I will get you will get far more pushback from someone when they're like, why are you charging, or why is it this price? Why is it that price? But if you have a brick and mortar, or if you have a trailer or a truck or something, along those lines, then maybe you can get those same amounts of money. D-Dub says, I like to do St. Louis cut because they fit my smoker better. Most times I buy a full slab and trim them myself. Hit the client for $50 per slab. When I get enough, I sell the rib tip separately. So D-Dub, that's exactly why I cook baby backs, okay? And I can cook 3 baby backs for almost every one spare, right? And I've said this before. Actually, I'm sorry. I take that back. I could fit 6 racks of baby backs on my smoker versus 2 racks of spares when I first got started on the steel drum. Okay, because I would have 2 levels cooking grates on my steel drum, and I would be able to put 3 racks in one grate, and I would do pork shoulder or whatever else I was cooking in the drum at the same time. But spares, if I were to cook a slab of spares, I would have to put 1 slab on each rack. So me cooking baby backs, I was able to fit more on my smoker, and baby backs are more expensive, meaning I was able to get more money for the same cooking footprint. So it was a no-brainer for me to do baby backs versus spares. Blind Man, what up, Dave? He says, what's up, everyone? How's everyone's week been? Good, man, good. Just It's all downhill from here. So, Dave, how do you get paid for your catering and for your truck? Do you use like a mobile pay, or do you know what do you do to get paid? How do you get your money? Let's see. How else? Who else is here, and how else do you get paid? I talked about, of course, cash. I talked about PayPal, Venmo. I don't use Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle. Victor says you need to be competitive on your price. If you're charging the same as local barbecue joints or close, they better be as good or better than the competition. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um, but one of the things that you can do to kind of set yourself apart, Mark says, "Hi, Dash, left the like. Thank you very much. Hey, if you have not, I'm talking to you. If you have not hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could. That thumbs up. If you are looking at the comments and you haven't seen or don't see the like, please close the comments and please hit that thumbs up button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hey, can you give me one moment? All right. Uh, Quentin, you had no choice. It was a rhetorical question. Uh, Blind man. So Dave says cash or e-transfer. Which method or which e-transfer do you prefer? Um, yeah. Chase Hudson #1. It wasn't in trouble per se. He was just reminded of something I needed him to take care of. Um, Shit, the toy. What's up, Toya? She said I received payments from my website. Greatly appreciate the invoicing on there too. Yes. You know what invoicing? I'll say software, but what invoicing methodology or do you use, Toya? William said I agree, Victor. I have a trailer and try to stay under local prices. Nice. Victor says this is when you should play the polka music. The problem is the polka music wouldn't drown out what I had to say, and I'm not because I'm not as nearly as sophisticated as Ricer running the live stream through my computer. I'm doing it through my phone. It wouldn't actually, I won't say convey, but it wouldn't do anything because I'd have to talk to him, and I'm talking to him in the same at the same volume as this, right? And if I was going to play the P break polka, so let's see if I can find it quickly. Downloads polka. Yes. All right. So I'm going to talk to you for a quick second. And if I had to tell him something, I'm like, hey, I need you to go and take care of X, Y, and Z. You'd still hear what I have to say over top of the music. And that's extra loud. I'd have to turn the volume down. Victor says, oh, Wix. Yes. So I also have a Wix website. Um, and Wix does Wix does the billing for me. I guess the not the billing, but the merchant services portion for me on my website where I sell stickers and shirts and things like that. And what did I send you in the last box? Did I send you a new All American SPG? Uncle Steve, you know what? I have not been to the PO box since my daughter has been out of school. The and I haven't gotten anything from you in a I don't say in a hot minute, but in a minute. Because my daughter is not in school, I don't drive past that post office, and I haven't been past the post office in probably 2 or 3 weeks since she's been out of school. Um, so it's been 2 weeks. So I haven't been past there. But I will make it a point. You know what? It's kind of funny. Yesterday, I said, dang, I haven't been in the post office in a couple weeks. I need to go to the post office before the live stream today, and I just didn't get a chance to get over there. Toy said, "Yo, we had time to toss out ribs the other day. Highly upsetting. I'm picking up a rack this summer. Okay, why did you have to toss out ribs?" Jeremy says, "Sup, peeps?" D-Dub said, "I'm under the local spots prices and my portions are larger. I don't toot my own horn and can only get by feedback on taste, but I have been told that my barbecue is better than so on so and so's. Yeah, that's always a good sign." Blind Man Cooking said it goes directly from bank to bank up here in Canada. Blind Man Cooking, I don't know why. I thought you were in Pennsylvania. Like, maybe you said you were close to Erie. Um, but I always thought you were in Pennsylvania. Victor says, William, it also depends on where you are and how much barbecue your customers are accustomed to. I live in Washington State and in a town that only has terrible barbecue, so I can charge a full price. Delivered the box June 5th. Yeah, well, that would explain it. I haven't been past there. I haven't been past the PO box in like I said, it's been 3 weeks. I try to go in there. Or I tried to go in there once a week, but now that my daughter's not in school, I don't really go in that direction, and it's unfortunate because I'm like, why can't it be 24 hours and then I can go in there anytime I want? But no, I have to go in when the lobby is open. So there are just times when I miss it. Someone covered hot ribs with plastic. What? I mean, did they taste like plastic or were you just afraid of them? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen folks hot hold food with plastic, like saran wrap or cling wrap or whatever you want to call it. Um, so East of Canada. Uh, hmm. Interesting, Dave. Like I said, I thought you were in Pennsylvania. That's what Victor. I'm trying to understand too. Were the ribs wrapped in plastic? Again, I've seen people do that, and it has not been an issue. I mean, unless it was too hot, and the plastic just melted onto kind of like if the plastic burnt onto the ribs. But I don't know. We're waiting. Quentin says, I'm guessing they were wrapped and it melted. Quentin is not holding it against me that we're not staying on topic. But anyway, so Sister Toy is a good friend from back home. There's a guy that posts IG reels with brisket wrapped in plastic and paper. Yeah, like I said, I've seen people do it. Um, when I was in Florida, there was a guy who I was in Ocala, and they had this barbecue spot in Ocala, and everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go." I went, and I was like, "Oh, this is, mm, this ain't it." But I saw them pulling briskets off of the smoker, and when they pulled the briskets off of the smoker, they either took a brisket and put it into a plastic bag and wrapped it up. Straight up the grill, screamed when someone put them. Straight off the grill, I screamed when someone put them in the trash. What? So, Toy, we gonna have to have a conversation offline because I don't understand this. Um, but they either put them directly into a plastic bag and wrap them up to be hot held, or they wrap them in, and I can't remember, or they wrap them in cling wrap and put them to be hot held. Either way, wrapping food in cling wrap is okay. unless they wrap them in plastic and put that on the grill. I don't understand. I don't see the problem. I think somebody was just mad at whoever was supposed to eat it. Steven, he says, hey, yo, Dash and Peeps, good evening. How you doing this evening, Steven? Victor says, I deliver my ribs wrapped in heavy-duty foil. That way, if they want to reheat, it's ready to go. Plus, less likely to make a mess. Yeah, but you can still puncture heavy-duty foil. Ask me how I know. So I've elected to use foil pans. The foil pans are a little sturdy, a little more sturdy, or sturdier. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah. Steven says Quentin. Steven says Victor. Victor says Steven. Quentin says Steven. It's so funny. Hold on 1 second. Hey, let me see. Can I see what did she do today?
2-strand twist.
2-strand twist. So
she just took the locks and put them in twist.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. So did she re-twist the locks too?
Yes.
Okay.
She retwisted them, then put them in 2-strand
Okay.
twist.
All right. And you happy with that?
Yeah, that's what I asked for.
So, but maybe she couldn't do that in the beginning.
What do you mean?
Like the first time she had to. Oh no, that's what you asked for today.
Yeah.
Okay, and that makes sense. All right. I'm sorry. Taste tester number 1 is locking his hair, and he went to the. He went to the loctician, the lady who does his hair, and I just saw him, so my earpiece is itching. I had to throw ribs out once, not mine, but I got from a vendor, and they were inedible trash. And I would eat most barbecue. What are you showing me? Okay, I saw them already.
No, I redid them.
Why?
Because they were really bad before.
Okay.
But now I
Not right now? Alright. I don't know why taste tester number 3 decided to come and talk to me right now. Let's see. Will says, doesn't the foil wrap the ribs make them too tender by the time you deliver them? No. So, yeah, well, I cool my ribs. I don't wrap the ribs and leave them wrapped while they're hot, because that continues to cook the ribs, and then they will be overcooked. When I cook ribs, I will chill the ribs, not chill, but I will allow the ribs to cool, wrap them in foil, and then take them. Well, wrap them in foil pans, and then take them. So if you look back at what Victor said, he said, I deliver my ribs in heavy duty foil. That way, if they want to reheat, it's ready to go. So I would imagine Victor is also cooling the ribs a little before he wraps them up for the final, I want to say for the final time, and is delivering them. But Victor probably says, Blind Man says, do you charge a down payment on your barbecue? Yes, that down payment is 100% payment. So I usually will get a deposit for certain things, certain times. And I kind of have an unwritten rule. If you are having a party, an event, and that event is $500 or more, I will charge a deposit. And that deposit is going to be 50% of the final amount of the total. If you are having an event and it's over $1,000, I will charge, a down payment of 1/3. Okay, just to not break somebody's pockets. Let's say 2 to 3 months prior to their event. So I will charge 1/3. But each of those events has to be paid in full 7 days prior to the event. No ifs, ands, or buts. 7 days prior to your event, that payment has to be made in full, or you lose 90%. You lose 10% of your down payment / total amount, whatever you've sent already. What else? There was something else I was getting ready to say. Victor said, "Hey, I said less likely, way less expensive than trays, reusable trays, like I made of money." So no. These are I won't say buy once aluminum pans, and like I said, the reason why I do that is because they're sturdier. They are more expensive, yes, but they are sturdier, and that's something I kind of have built into my costs. D-Dub said I recently did a pork butt and managed to puncture the foil pan. Pork juice all over the bottom of my oven and floor. Plus the oven smoked for days until I got it completely cleaned out. Been there, done that. Quentin, my office is in Gaithersburg. So yeah, I'm in Montgomery County tomorrow. I'll be in the office as well. Yeah, I'm in Gaithersburg. I don't go to DC unless I have to. Plus, if I go into DC, I'd have to carry a different pistol than the one I'm carrying. I've been carrying because I have a registered pistol for DC. So I won't say I don't feel like changing, but that's not the one I'm carrying currently. Just hanging out. Yeah. Neil, how you doing this evening? Yeah, heck indeed. I mean, I'm a good 45 minutes from where you probably are in DC. Like I said, I avoid DC not like the plague, but I try to avoid DC when I can. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I mean, and switching the pistol isn't that difficult. Neil says he's been better. We'll survive. What's wrong, Neil? What's going on? The heat got you down? I'm actually going to be in Arlington. So, yeah, good 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, buddy. I would love to say, oh, yeah, no problem, but I do have to get back home tomorrow. I don't know if you heard me telling Chase Session number 2, he's got a haircut. Chase Session number 1, you don't have to work tomorrow, do you? All right, perfect. Haircut. Excuse me? All right, just making sure. Crap, my tablet battery went dead. I'm on my cell and back. Well, yeah. No problem, Victor. Thank you for leaving and joining. Please hit that thumbs up again on that second device. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's minimize this. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Just like I said, I'm going to refresh this and see what the thumbs, for whatever reason, on my laptop here, the amount of thumbs up was stuck at 10. All right, I show 17 now. Jeremy Welling said it's crazy to me that God-given right is also considered a privilege by some. Yeah, man. Definitely. This is life, but enough about me. How's everyone been doing? Everyone been nice. Steven says that I'd pay 7 days before I'd get those rights about 8 months after ribs about 8 months after. Remember when you thought your jersey, the shirts for sent me lost in the mail? Dude, yes indeed. So I'm gonna say a funny story. So Steven, I've always been a big supporter of not only my channel, of the barbecue community on YouTube in general, right? And I said, "Oh, Steven, you know what? I'm gonna send you." Now this is a long time ago because this was back when I was selling shirts and sending shirts myself. So this is pre-pandemic, so probably going on 3, maybe even 4 years. I sent Steven and Jacqueline a care package. It was a shirt for Steven, a shirt for Jacqueline, and some stickers. He might even got a coaster, but I'm not sure. And I sent them, and Steven's like, Brother Dash, you know, are you sure you sent them? Yeah, man, I sent them. I haven't gotten anything. I'm like, dude, I sent them. And there's, like, I checked the receipts from when I sent them, and there's no tracking number, no nothing, right? A month goes by. 2 months goes by. 3 months goes by, 4 months goes by, 5 months goes by, 6 months goes by. And I'm like, Steven, man, just I'm so sorry, dude. Just chalk it up. Got lost in the mail, yada yada. Dude, it was 7 or 8 months, just like you said. And he's like, good news. And he did he joined me on a live stream wearing the shirt. And I'm like, what? It finally came. It finally got there. So I was very happy. Yeah. But you know one thing, Steven? If I were to send you ribs, they would have to go like some sort of expedited shipping, and there's no way there's not a tracking or something like that on it. So you probably would get them in 2 days or so. Um, so that's cool. Vic just said it won't let me give you a second thumbs up. Sorry, buddy. No problem. It was worth it was worth a shot. I appreciate you trying, Victor. Really, I do. Hey, if you haven't given me your first thumbs up, please do. I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's see. Let's round this out. We have about another 10 minutes for the first hour. I try and stay on topic during the first hour. As you can plainly see, that usually does not happen. But the topic at hand is, how do you get paid? I've talked about how I accept cash. I accept PayPal. That's how I do my invoicing. So when I'm trying to sell somebody something and I send them an invoice, I send them an invoice via PayPal. One of the great things is I can do PayPal invoicing from my phone. I can do it from my I don't say my tablet, but from my laptop. And those invoices get sent pretty much right away. As long as I don't fat finger an email address, the invoice gets sent via email. They receive it within 2 to 3 minutes, if that. The invoice can be paid via a credit or debit card, right online. You do not need to have a PayPal account. You do not need to have a PayPal account in order to pay that invoice. And the fees that are charged through PayPal for the credit card processing, I get 1% back when I use my PayPal debit card card directly, that pulls directly from my PayPal account. I get 1% back, which reduces my overall merchant services fees. I also accept CashApp and Zelle. Let's see, Quentin says it's been pretty good today with the topic. I actually learned a few tips. Nice. Victor says, if you ever make hats or an apron, I'll be on that. In the winter, t-shirts can't be seen because I wear Carhartt overalls. So, Victor, oddly enough, if you go out on the website, BRBQUE.com, there are aprons for sale. I have aprons out there. BRBQUE.com. And I haven't been out here in a moment, so I'm going to look as well. Let's see, go to the shop. And the shop should... Actually, you know what? No. Not on BRBQUE.com. On the website, and I'm going to have to probably... Teespring. I'm gonna have to put the link in the chat here because the Teespring link has the aprons. I don't know why or what jumped where. Oh crap, it's not allowing me to do it. Alright. If you look at the description, you'll see order your SDSBBQ shirts. There is where you can get your apron, Victor. Don't recall staying on subject this long for a while. Yeah. Do you charge delivery charges? If so, how do you determine those? I do charge the delivery. So I do it by distance. The closer people are, I kind of do like a bullseye type thing. So if you're in the same zip code as I am, it's $5. If you are, let's say between 5 and 10 minutes away from my house, it's $6. 10 and 15 minutes away or 10 and 20 minutes away, $7. 30 minutes, you're looking at $8. And then, like if I were driving from my house down to PG County or Montgomery County, usually it's $20, $25. And it just kind of, that's like the max I'm going to charge. It's not like I'm going to charge $30 for a $40 rack of ribs. That's just not feasible. But also at the same time, people who are typically further away will order a whole brisket, so that's $200, or $100 worth of brisket. So that delivery fee is proportionate to what their order is. D-Dub said, I'm a QuickBooks guy. I can send estimates, invoices, and receipts from my phone, tablet, or laptop. Nice. Victor says, but still no hats. No, I don't have hats. Follow the Smoke says, hey, Room, first time checking in. Well, don't make it your last time. You can always make sure you come in and say hi. You don't have to actually, I'll say you don't have to add anything, but you should not take anything away other than, a little bit of knowledge and some, we like to have fun in here. So, definitely don't get offended either. Quentin, sometimes. So let's see if I can get this link to work. Why am I picking on Quentin? Just because. Did it work? Yes. The Steel Drum Smoker Store. It did work. So there's shirts and there is an apron there, Victor. Alright. I need to get myself one of those. D-Dub says, I know you're usually drop off, but how do you charge if you set up and serve? I've been adding 20% to the total invoice. So I have a delivery charge. Usually if I'm doing catering, the delivery charge for catering is $50, right? And that $50 covers racks, sternos, any serving utensils, extra pans and other things like that. So it starts at $50. If the event, and I usually do it based off of the cost of the event. So if the event is like a $600 event, then I'm charging $60. If it's a $750 or $800 event, I'm charging 10%, whatever that cost is. Whatever that 10% of the total is what I am charging for the delivery and setup. Now, with that being said, if I stay on site and actually provide service, I charge my billable rate per hour. And if they ask me to have more than one person, I charge my billable rate per hour per person. So I do drop food off. But usually whenever I do drop food off, I am, like I said, I charge usually 10%. Is not something folks will balk at. But I've been contemplating if I'm going to change that and just bump it up a little bit because of the fact that, like, the warmers have gone up in price. The racks have gone up in price. What up? K-Works. It's me. It's your boy. Too bad you don't have... So what's going on with your car, Kenny? She gone. Miata whipping? What? No way. No way. Oh my goodness. So my buddy Kenny, unfortunately, he had his car stolen on Memorial Day. And yeah, we were going fishing, and he called. We're like, dude, where are you? He said, yo, I went outside and my car's not there in the spot. He was way more upset than how I portrayed it, though. Way more upset. As he should have been. Victor says he's back on the tablet. Way easier on my fat fingers. He said I need to get my laptop set up someday. There's no setting it up. Just open up go to YouTube, look at me, log in, look in your subscriptions. When I am live, whoever is live will show up at the top of the feed. That's it. Kenny, I saw a WRX on the back of a trailer, and I actually did a double take to see if it was your car. It wasn't. The calibers weren't painted. But it was similar year, similar color. You Subi gang. You have a Subaru, Quentin? Follow the Smoke says, so does everyone cook in here? No. My friend Kenny doesn't cook. My friend Toya, who was on earlier, her husband cooks, and she enjoys my cooking, but she's a very supportive friend, so she watches my YouTube videos and talks to me later about them. It's one of those things where if I have a topic good enough for her to come and actually comment, I know I'm doing well. Victor says, you're forgetting who you're talking to. I still don't know how to set up my wireless for the laptop. Plug it in. Your wireless. Plug it in. Turn on the laptop. Really is your Victor, you make it kind of, I'm saying you make it a little difficult, but on your wireless, it should tell you what the network name is and what the password is. Jeremy says, do you cottage law state where you put on social media that you're cooking a certain thing and have people put in orders and they come pick it up? That's what I have been doing. So, Jeremy, the cottage laws in Maryland pertain to baked goods only. That's the whole cottage goods law, at least in Maryland. It does not pertain to barbecue. And I very rarely post saying I have food any longer, just because it's easier for me to actually take orders, have orders, and deliver catering than it is for me to try and post on, and I primarily post on Instagram whenever I have food for sale, whenever I had food for sale. Not a big fan of Facebook, so I post on Facebook rarely. It has to be something, I don't say important, but it has to be something Facebook worthy in order for me to post on Facebook. Instagram is where I share more, but even as of late, I've been sharing less, because Instagram, in order for you to get any traction on Instagram, especially if I'm trying to sell something, you actually have to advertise and pay Instagram to promote your posts. I'm not about that. Jeremy says working out pretty well. That's what's up. Victor, you can watch YouTube videos to help you out, but yep. Toy says good night. Yes, it's easy. It's exactly how people with big tech jobs do work as well. Yes, indeed. T Crunk says, "Hey yo, what up? How you doing?" It's funny. T Crunk comes in and he's pretty crunk. Jeremy says, "Yeah, not here. Thank God." Yeah. Victor says, "Just say you're baking in a smoker." Nope. Trust me, Maryland is like, pay me. Big man Smokehouse here. Dash. We hit Paganos today. Yes. How was that? Yes. Oh, that's right. You said Tuesday through Saturday you would be in Philly. So, T Crunk is a subscriber that hit me up, and he said, "Hey man, I know this is kind of last minute, and you don't know me basically, but I'm gonna be in Baltimore over the weekend or until Tuesday. Any way I could, we can link up, and I could meet you and hang out. We could talk for a minute. So I'm like, oh man, cool. Where you gonna be? When you gonna be there? And I said, oh, you're not very far from my house. So I was trying to link up with him on uh, Friday, and that didn't work out. So I'm like, oh, I got stuck doing family things around the house and everything like that. So Saturday, took care of the things I had to take care of around the house, and I said, all right, all right, you're not doing anything. Hey, I can link up with you in about an hour or so. And he's like, okay, cool. He said, I don't want to take up much of your time. I get to talking. Y'all see I can talk. Yeah, I mean, some of these live streams have gone for 4 hours. There's a reason why. So we link up, sit down. My man hooks me up with a drink. We sit down, we start talking. I meet his wife. We start talking. Yo, it was a good time, right? And we sat and we talked for 2 hours. And before I was like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta get up in the morning. I need to go ahead on home. And I'm so sorry I can't stay and talk to you more. And he's like, no, it was great, great, great. So yeah, it was a good time, definitely a good time. And if you are in the Baltimore area, you're gonna be staying, hit me up, send me a message on Instagram, and let me know, and we can link up and have a drink and BS, shoot the breeze, just like I did with T Crunk and with Quentin. Quentin has he's in the area. Let's see. Jeremy says all I need is a tax ID so the state and the feds get theirs. Yeah. Quentin says I can't confirm. Dash can talk. I just said something nice about you, and that's how you repay me. That's how you repay me. Oh man. Blind man says, Dash, how do you get orders without advertising? I want to, not to brag or boast. I don't have to advertise like I used to. My advertising is when someone has ordered food, I let them know if you want something, all you have to do is hit me up. So people hit me up directly when they want something to eat. I do not usually 90%, 95% of my sales are from repeat customers and or people who I've met when I'm wearing a shirt like this, and they're like, barbecue, I love barbecue. Excuse me. And they're like, barbecue, I love barbecue. And I'm like, I love the barbecue for people who like barbecue. And they said, well, I live here. Will you, how can I get the food? And delivery is billable. Really? Let me talk to my wife and let me do X, Y, and Z. Sure. So that's how I do my advertising. I am my own biggest billboard, and that is it. So as I meet people throughout the day, as I meet people throughout my walk of life or whatever, and I've had people call me and they're like, hey man, I met you at the Home Depot on here, blah blah blah, and we were talking about X, Y, and Z because you were standing by the charcoal doing this, and you told me, you gave me some advice, but now I don't feel like cooking. Can you cook a brisket for me? Sure thing. You never know who you're gonna, I want to say, meet up with. You never know whose life you're going to impact, or who's going, you can touch or whatever. So I just try to be nice to people. And as I meet people, I sprinkle my business cards out like confetti, and it comes back. It comes back. So that's how I get orders. I'm nice to people. I talk to people. I ear hustle poof. I ear hustle for sure. I'll be standing around like the meat counter in Costco or in Sam's, and I'll see somebody hemming and hawing about picking up a piece of meat, and I say, you know what to do with that? And they say, oh well, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that, and I'll just I'll volunteer my services. Like, hey, if you ever want to do X, Y, and Z, and you want to enjoy this, or you don't want to have to cook it, I do barbecue. That's my thing. I'll do it for you. I saw a lady in Sam's. I was about to say Costco. I saw a lady in Sam's, and she had a couple bags of charcoal and some burgers, some hot dogs, and some other stuff. And I said, hey, man, I see you pushing that cart yourself, and and you probably gonna end up having to cook this yourself. I said, here's my card. Next time you want to enjoy your party or you want to enjoy your event, I said, you let me know. I'll come and do the cooking for you. I'll do all that heavy lifting. I'll get all of the meat, all of the charcoal, all of those things for you. All you have to do is decide how much ice you want in your glass. She cracked up, okay? She cracked up. But I was dead serious, right? And she said, well, it's my husband who does all the cooking, but he couldn't come and pick this stuff up. So I had to come and pick it up. I said, I will do all of that for you next time. She said, I might have to take you up on this order because these bags of charcoal are heavy. But that's it, Dave. That's it. Like, that's how I get my business. Just being nice, ear hustling, talking to people, being observant, and seeing, what people have going on, and just, talking to people, asking people what they have going on. Follow the smoke that said, did I see Uncle Steve shaking here? Yes, he was here. Taylor, what's going on? He says, hey, Yo Dash and Company. Hope you're all doing great. Taylor, how's the little baby boy? He's probably driving by now. Victor said, hey, isn't Baltimore known as the Pay Me City? I understand. Remember, I can't see. Yeah, you can have one. Victor says, hey, isn't Baltimore known as the Pay Me City? I understand. Remember, I used to pick up oversized loads. What? They're not always for you. Used to pick up oversized loads, and at the port of Baltimore, I believe the mafia charges less. Listen, so Victor, it's not necessarily Baltimore; it's Maryland in general. Now that doesn't don't think that doesn't mean that Baltimore can't charge a fee for doing something or more for doing something, but Maryland handout for sure. T. Crunk said Pagano's was great. What did you get on your steak? Please tell me you took my advice and got at least some of the things I suggested. He said Pagano's was great. So if you don't know, Pagano's is a cheese steakery, and that is my own term, cheese steakery. A place where you can buy cheesesteaks from in Philadelphia, in my old, or right around the corner from my old neighborhood. T. Crunk, I should have gave you my old address, and you could have been like, and you could have driven past my old house. My aunt actually still lives next door to my old house, my childhood home. Jeremy said, here's my card. Yep, there you go. Quentin says, Delisandro's is the only place you should ever have a Philly at. Are you serious, Quentin? Have a Philly at? That doesn't even make sense. That's not even English. The correct way to say that, got me fired up. Delisandro's is the only place you should ever have a cheese steak at. He said no other place is close, so don't even waste your money anywhere else ever. That's my Philly food advice, coming from someone who's not from Philly. He's not an authority. He has had 2 Delisandro's cheesesteaks, and he made a mistake and got he ordered his incorrectly the first time. The second time, after he heeded my advice, he did better. T. Crunk said, thanks for the tip. We'll try them tomorrow and report back. Driving, no. About to hit 1-year-old. Time flies. I already know. J-Dog says, thank you for all your info and work. No problem. Chachi! Yo, Chachi's got a place near and dear to my heart. Speaking of my childhood home is where I'm going to say but the first dog was the dog that I had. I remember growing up with. The dog's name was Chachi. So that's why I always, whenever I see Mr. Chachi, I get excited because it reminds me of my dog. When I was a kid, it was a little poodle. He was all white poodle. T. Crunk said the only thing I added was mushrooms. It was exactly as you told me. All right, I'm not mad at that. Quentin says I tried 5 different places. 4 were terrible. And I talk like that because I'm from the South. Oh, Quentin, you ain't no good. He said the actual South. Remember, I'm not from the South. Okay. He said where Southern folks be. Yeah. T Crunk said even the ketchup. And dude, I'm telling you, bruh, bruh, the ketchup adds to it. It really does. There are few things that I put ketchup on in life aside from the fact that if it's not spicy ketchup, there are few things that I put ketchup on, and a cheesesteak is one of them. Quentin said I couldn't do the ketchup. Quentin, you disappoint me. Disappoint me, Quentin. Disappoint me. Victor said, no. Baltimore will not release your oversized load permit on the day you order for it. They always delay it 24 hours on purpose. They have city police waiting just outside the port. Guess why? You're right. That is a Baltimore thing. Like I said, it usually is Maryland. Chachi says, how you been? It's been a minute. I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. Look, this, it's funny. T Crunk, this is your first time saying hello to the live stream, and there was somebody else who was here for the first time as well. But you came in and you were like, "Hi, I'm new here." Chachi came in asking questions and like he came in demanding stuff, and I was like, "Yo, who are you?" I jumped on his throat, and I will never let him live it down. So now he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome. Hey, how's everybody?" See, he learned his lesson. Marlon. Marlon says, "Hey, yo, Northern Dash. Listen, I will take it." Quentin said, "I had it exactly like you said, though, but the ketchup scared me a bit." How? What up, my southern brother who lives in the actual South? Yo, y'all are too funny. Quentin, you realize you are living in the actual South as well right now. Jaji said, I didn't do that. D-Dub said, Quentin, I'm from Mississippi. I live in SoCal now. I didn't do that. Sure. You didn't. Chachi was scared to comment. I think I even put Chachi in timeout. That's why he be like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything on the live stream because that's gonna fuss at me. I will. I will. Look. Not going to school tomorrow.
Is it football cleats?
They're not. They're baseball. It's that baseball. It's fine. Take the tag off the back. Yeah. All right. Crispy Bacon said, "What up, brother? How you doing this evening?" Chachi said, "Yeah, you did." And everyone was mad that you did. I put him on timeout. I really did. T Crunk said, "Not my first time. I've been here since your first live stream." What? I just didn't comment. Can't type that fast, man. You don't have to type fast. The whole thing is all you have to do is type what it is you say in a complete enough sentence so that I can understand what it is you are talking about when I actually read the comment. Because I'm typically behind on the comments anyway. So that just sounds like an excuse. But I do have a question for you, T Crunk. Am I any different in person than you see me in the videos and on live stream? Am I any different? Quentin, this is for you too, since I met you recently. Am I any different? Victor says that's why you order it for a day or two before your pickup date. Maryland will get you your permit the very same day you order it. Normally, you only need to state permit now. Baltimore. Quentin said that's cool. He was stationed in San Diego for a year. He said he loved it. Chachi says you doing anything for the 4th of July? Yes, I am. So taste tester number two's birthday is July 6th. 6th. And with that being said, he will be turning 16. And he wants to have a party. So, the weekend after July 4th, we will probably be doing something here at my house. Quentin's the same shirt too. He has no other shirt than except that one. I beg to differ. I have 4 of these. They are on rotation. So yeah. Bumpy says nope, same guy on video and in the real, 100%. What up, everyone? What up, Bumpy? How you doing this evening, man? Thank you for chiming in and speaking up. I do have multiple of these shirts, and I changed them, throughout the week. Funny guy. D-Dub says, cool, Quentin. That's how I got here. My uncle was in the Navy and stationed in San Diego. I live in Chula Vista, just south of San Diego. T. Crump said, absolutely not. That's why I reached out, because that's what you said. I followed you so long, I felt like we were cousins. Yes, indeed. Well, I appreciate you. T. Crump said he'd been watching my videos since the first live stream. Do you know how long ago the first live stream was? I do. Because, shoot, I do. I've been here the whole time. Mr. Chachi says, yeah, I got a big cook for 4th of July. Go on. See, that's just him saying, let me tell you what I have to cook for the 4th of July. Go ahead, Chachi. Just speak your piece, man. Speak your piece. You have the floor. Victor said, wish I knew you back when you two did their 360 tour. Hell, I was in Baltimore over a week, but I believe that was before you started YouTube. Probably was. I don't know. Do you remember what year that was? Because I've been in Baltimore since 2004. We got married in May. We bought our house in December. 2004. Marlon says, what you cooking on the 4th? Give me some ideas. Wow. Damn. Wow. I'm like reading. So, Marlon, for my son's party, I'll probably do the trifecta. Beef, chicken, pork, hot dogs, hamburgers. I don't think I want to do any ribs or wings, just because I might do some salmon, just to have some salmon available. Maybe even do some lamb, but I want to say that's about it. But that's gonna be plenty. T. Crunk said, "Yep, I watched the Ocean City videos with the pulled pork in the trunk. Yeah, you've been around for a hot minute." Excuse me. Bumpy said, I plan on doing a response video to last week's live. Haven't had a chance to respond to the Mason-Dixon line argument. So, it's funny, Bumpy. I won't say I thought of you today, but today I ordered a chicken sandwich. It was a pulled chicken sandwich from Rofo, and it was under sandwiches, but I had to change the bun to a sub, and it was so convoluted, but it was good though. I had to go to the endocrinologist today. And after I left, I was like, yo, I'm getting a sandwich from Rofo, because it's right there. The Rofo right down the street from St. Agnes. So I was like, it's right there. So in the parking lot, I placed my order, and I was able to change it to a sub roll, because I was like, yo, but I didn't get the chicken salad. I messed up and didn't get the chicken salad. You said get the chicken salad, but it was fried chicken and it was pulled. I was like, yo, it's pretty good. Victor said, but didn't you start YouTube about 10 years ago? Yeah, I guess it was about 10 years, maybe. Chachi says 10 briskets and 10 racks of ribs. Nice. Bumpy says, Q, what up, my guy? 4th of July cook for me is lobster tail, tomahawk steaks, and crab legs. Served and turf kind of day for us. Yo, speaking of tomahawk steak, So you guys heard, I think you guys heard me talking to Jamie and Marcus about sending a tomahawk to me. They sent me the tomahawk, and it was fantastic. They sent me the tomahawk, and it was still frozen, very, excuse me, it was still very cold, frozen when I received it. It took a day longer than I won't say anticipated, but than they expected. But it was still very cold. I chucked it in the refrigerator. It was in the refrigerator to thaw, and then a day later, I was able to put it out on the. I put it out on a big green egg with the diverter plate, so I brought it up to temperature slowly. Once it got up to like 80, 90 degrees, I actually took the diverter plate out and then actually seared it, and when I say destroyed it, it was fantastic. I did actually give some of it to taste tester number 2 because he was like hovering, but yeah, that was about it. Victor says, hell dash, I do a porchetta for the kid. Chachi said, my barbecue side job has been so great because of me. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Bumpy says the homestyle chicken is the homestyle chicken, or like is it a chicken salad? Is the best way to go for Rofo. Just ordered my first one. Looking forward to trying on the 4th to see what all the hype is about. They're just fantastic. You ordered it from where, man? You can go to Sam's or Costco. Quentin says the big green egg gets shout out finally. Nah, I cook on the big green egg, man. I just don't always talk about it. I find that I won't say when I talk about cooking on certain things. I won't say certain people, but no, I just try to. I've been moving in silence more lately, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing against the cooker. I've just been cooking kind of quietly. It's just been how it is. Victor says, wait a minute, pulled pork in the trunk? That sounds like someone who might be a little backed up. Prune juice, my friend, prune juice. Bruh. Homestyle chicken salad. They have a crunchy and a spicy crunchy. Huh. I ordered it from where I get all my meat. They had it shipped to my parents' house. Oh, so you're going to be home. You're not even going to be up here. Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, listen, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. This is your reminder. Please and thank you. Quitting, you so full of shit. How did everyone get paid? A mix of things. So Venmo was out there, CashApp was out there, Zelle is out there, PayPal is out there. QuickBooks. There's someone who mentioned QuickBooks for invoicing. Of course, cash. If I didn't say cash. And then my friend Toya, she talked about Wix, her Wix website. Yeah. Where the hell is Grumpus? Yes, where is Grumpus? Maybe it's too hot in his Hawaiian shirt. He sweated through his Hawaiian shirt. So maybe that's why he's not here right now. Chacha says, do we need to get in the freezer? No. Oh, no. I know what you're talking about. No. Jimmy's not here. Jimmy is the bad influence. He's usually the freezer keeper. He's the reminder of the jar. It's so funny. Like, I mean, so T Crunk said he's been here for a while, right? And meeting T Crunk in person, it's amazing to me that there are people who want to take the time out of their day to be like, hey, I would love to sit down and have a beer, or I would love to sit down and break bread, as Quentin, we broke bread. And I'm just like, yo, I'm a regular guy. I'm just a regular guy who was bold enough to post a video on YouTube talking about doing barbecue. It does not make me an authority. It makes me kind of a guinea pig, in my opinion. But there are a lot of people who have been going through the same things, and that's why I'm like, why wouldn't I post this for somebody else to get help? Now, the it would be nice if I could monetize this whole thing a whole lot better than how I'm doing it now, because I'm giving out a wealth of information for free. Um, but it is what it is. Each one teach one, in my opinion. So Bumpy says I use Zelle, Cash, and Cash App. Yeah. Um, PayPal. Bumpy. I won't say I've told you, but when you get to the point where I won't say want to look more professional and you want to give someone an actual invoice with an estimate, that's where PayPal comes in, because so I did I got a call from a guy I used to work with. He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you the phone to this guy I work with." I said, "Okay." He said, "Hey, I'm thinking about having a family reunion or something like that, and this guy's name is Theo." And he's like, "Theo speaks very highly of you and your barbecue." And I'm like, "Well, tell Theo I said thank you." He's like, "I still hear you." He said, "I can hear you. You ain't got to be sounding all nice." Like I said, Theo and I worked together for a long time. I'm like, yo, and so full disclosure, Theo is a 49ers fan, and me being the Eagles fan, we go back and forth all the time. Anyway, so he was like, "You ain't got to, speak nice to me now, because you trying to make some money." I'm like, "I'm gonna speak nice to you now, because I actually like you. I just don't like the fact that you are a 49ers fan." And back and, like I said, back and forth. Anyway, so this guy's like, "Oh, I'm having this party, but I need to get a couple estimates on, like something that would be kind of basic, something that would be kind of mid tier, and then something that would be, more expensive, not all out, but like more expensive." I said, "Okay, fine." So I sent him 3 different invoices, and all I did was change the amounts of the different, and I was like, boom, boom, boom. I was able to send him all 3 invoices, excuse me, in like 5 or 10 minutes. And the majority of the time it took me was to set up the first invoice for all of the things that he wanted. And then on the second and third invoice, all I did was take 15 pounds of this and 15 pounds of that, 15 pounds of this, and reduce it to 10. And, reduce some of the sides and other things like that. And on the third one, it ended up just being like, I don't know, like 5 pounds of this, 5 pounds of that, 5 pounds of other, and like hot dogs and hamburgers for the most part. So it was easy. Quentin said I made the tri-tip for my sister and her husband tonight. He has never had tri-tip before, and I'm pretty sure I just changed his life. Is it all gone? And if it is not, I am on my way. Chachi said, "Remember the time you tried to fight me outside?" Yo, Chachi, I'm over fighting. He threatened my life. Pow, pow. He was still coming at me. Pow, pow, pow. So I was funny. I was at the range on Sunday, and this guy was working with his son, right? He said, "Oh, every time you pull the trigger, he pull the trigger twice." And he said, "And if you pull the trigger twice and they're still coming at you, then you pull the trigger 3 times." He said, center, head. He said, "If they still coming after all of that," he said, "you just unload." I was like, "Damn, okay, all right, sure, good advice." So that's what I'm passing off to you, Chachi. Quentin said, "Victor, I like that idea." Oh, he said, "We need to find out where Grumpa's birthday is and do a live stream that week, and everyone wear Hawaiian shirts." Oh man, I like that idea too. T Crunch said, "Yeah, but we're cousins, so it was fam, it was fam chilling and catching up." Yes, indeed. Terry, what's going on? Terry's here from Badwood Barbecue. He says, "Hey, yo, Dash." Yes. Chachi says, "Does anyone use Square?" I know Marcus and Jamie use Square. But I don't. I don't. And I have my own bias as to why I don't use Square, and I'll kind of quickly try to recap this. So in the beginning when Square was first coming out, and you could like go to Best Buy or Walmart and pick up a Square reader, and you had to plug the reader into your cell phone. I had a Square reader, and I used the Square reader for a brief time. The headphone jack or the port broke or something, and it wasn't reading the card. So I was like, oh man. When I ordered a new Square, I also ordered a PayPal thing because I was doing, like it was like mobile credit card payment, and the PayPal here reader popped up, and I was like, oh man, this PayPal here thing, that looks pretty cool too. I'm like, it's just like Square. And then when I realized that I could swipe a card and the money would go directly into my PayPal account instantly, I was like, oh, that's a lot better than Square, because Square at the time took a day or two to process and hit my bank account. So what ended up happening was I would be out of pocket money for whatever goods and let's say services, but for whatever goods that I was selling. And then I would swipe a card, and the money was promised that it was going into my bank account a day or two away. And I'm like, I need that money to buy the next thing. With PayPal, I was able to do it. Like there was a time when a friend of mine, right, good friend of mine, good car friend, I was in the store in Walmart, and he hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, I know you're cooking tonight, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Anyway, I could get some brisket for tomorrow," and I'm like, I was like, I already have a brisket in my hand. I said it's already spoken for. I'm like, how much brisket do you want? He's like, oh, I need like 3 or 4 pounds. I said, well, I'm gonna send you an invoice right now. If you pay it right now, I will, go get another brisket and be able to cook it for you. He's like, all right, send it. I was like, okay. So, standing in a line in Walmart, 3 briskets to my man GC, yada yada, boom. I get that notification saying paid. I leave the line. I walk back over to the meat counter, pick up another brisket, and leave out of Walmart. Use my PayPal card. If it was through Square, I wouldn't have been able to do that. This is, mind you, this is a long time ago when I was everything in, went right back out towards my business. Quentin says it's not all gone. We made tacos out of it. Still have half remaining. Steak and eggs in the morning, and steak and shrimp tomorrow for dinner. It should be all going then. Well, damn man, I'm trying to get a piece of tri-tip. You know what I'm saying? But just said, Quentin, I've been thinking about getting a Hawaiian shirt for some time. Yeah. Quentin, Jeremy says, damn, this shit just got serious fast. I don't know where Angela is. He said magnifying glasses. I thought it would be fun to have a Hawaiian print barbecue apron. Interesting. And probably at some event in DC. She fancy, yeah. Fancy. Touches as well. No, you can get a Square card for instant money and transfers the next day if you have tap pay on your phone and you receive payment with tapping the card on your phone. So that's something I'm gonna say I have not explored. And the other reason why I still ride with PayPal versus Square is the processing fees are lower via PayPal, because if I use my card to swipe for transactions, I get 1% of those the charges back. So it lowers my merchant services fees. So there is that. But I will have to keep that in mind, Chachi, that you can tap cards. I don't, because I don't tap cards. It was cabbage. She was grilling cabbage. Marlon, she was grilling cabbage. JK4 fam says, "What's up, barbecue master? I'm chilling. How you doing this evening?" Yeah, Marlon, that is cabbage steak, sir. Yes, definitely cabbage steaks. Mm. Trying to do a little multitasking here. All right. Actually had grilled lettuce. They seared the lettuce and made Caesar salad with it. It was actually really good. JK says drinking a brew, smoking a tri-tip. It's at 8 hours and 200 degrees. Just waiting until 9 hours. Man, don't cook the time. Cook the temperature. If your brisket, I'm not brisket. If your tri-tip is, are you cooking the tri-tip at 200 degrees, or is your tri-tip? No, your tri-tip can't be 200 degrees, because I'm like, that is way too overdone for a tri-tip. Bumpy says, hey, I have a full propane tank, but the turn valve is stuck. I can't turn any ideas. Get a wrench and then throw your purse at it. I've had that happen too. You get a wrench. Seriously. It's just somebody with some brute strength tightened it, or it was just over torqued or whatever. And yeah. Just yeah. Chachi says, I like Square, simple for me and easy to make invoices and receive payments. Nice. Chachi, how about, I send you an invoice. I don't know what for or how much it's gonna be. Chachi, how much can you afford to pay me for nothing? Because I will send you that invoice like real quick. X Mr. Chachi X. Please remit the amount of $1 million. I don't know what the amount will be. Payment due immediately. Please make this payment expeditiously. He said he's cooking at 200 degrees. Quentin says, good Lord, 8-hour tri-tip. What is it, 8 pounds? Marlon says, what is the fastest steak? You're looking at flank steaks are pretty quick. Or belly flap. Is it a flap steak or something like that? Victor said never paid, not a paid event, but I'm doing 9 racks of baby backs for my nephew's high school graduation party this Saturday. We'll do 09 at the same time on my 22-inch Weber Smoky Mountain. Easy peasy. JK said, low and slow, bro. Mr. Chachi says $100. I mean, I can whip up an invoice for $100 and we can go through the payment process so you can understand how it works. I mean, that's only fair, right? Quentin says, fast as you can get them cut however big your wallet can handle. No, I mean, like, I think he's trying to figure out what is a quick steak to buy. Like a flank steak is going to be pretty simple because you just quick sear on one side, quick sear on the other side, Excuse me. Flanks are usually all of maybe a quarter of an inch thick. Robert says just ordered the ThermoWorks signals thermometer system. Can't wait to try it out with the new Wi-Fi feature. Yeah, man. Oddly enough, someone from ThermoWorks reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, would you like to?" Let me see what it said. Oh no, it wasn't ThermoWorks. It was Inkward. I apologize. Oh, you said fast. You didn't say fat. Oh, you did say fattest. I'm so sorry. I can't read. My bad. A ribeye. has a high amount of fat. Um, yeah, ribeye. Uh, look, they realized it before I did. So, jokes on me. Marlon said, I mean, what steak have the most fats? So yeah, thin cut sirloin is pretty fast. Victor said, first love asked fattest steak. Yeah, ribeye is good and fatty. Wagyu is basically all fat. Yo, Wagyu is different, man. You gotta be built different to eat a Wagyu steak. I won a raffle for a Wagyu steak, and when I say it was like eating beef flavored butter, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Someone who can eat a bunch of damn Wagyu, I mean, you doing better than me. Because all that's going to happen is that's going to run right through you. I don't care who you are, what you say. If you say it does not, you're a liar. It's going to run right through you. No point. I got it. Probably said, throw your purse at it. You stay with the one-liners, yo. I mean, I'm serious. Did he misspell? No, I misread. Marlon said nobody can afford Wagyu. Yes. Manuel said, what up, my man? Just seeing that you were on, checking you guys out. How are you doing? I'm good, aside from the fact that I can't read. I confused fattest for fastest. So D-Dub says ribeye and porterhouse. Ribeyes are far fattier than porterhouses are. Jeremy says sirloin tip. Fattest steak. Jeremy's like, fattest. Beautiful grill. Johnny, what up? He says, hey, Dash. I gotta reach up behind my head. There it is. I had one of these. Victor says your wallet needs to be better than my wallet for most Wagyu. Yep. Quentin says, I don't like fatty meats, so no Wagyu for me. I do a ribeye every now and then, and that's about as adventurous as I can get. Jeremy says, not a fan of Wagyu myself. Chachi said, need help how to figure out how to charge for catering. Jeremy says, is Wagyu overrated? Yes and no. Wagyu is overrated for like the third and fourth time you have it, but for the first and second time, it's one of those things you have to experience it to be able to say, I had it and it was fantastic, or I had it and it made me sick. Because I'm telling you, when I say eating a Wagyu, like an A5 Wagyu ribeye is what I had. It was like eating beef flavored butter. It really was like eating beef flavored butter. And you know, I love some beef flavored butter, but if I ate too much of it, it was so rich, it'd have been a waste. Jeremy says, or Chuck I. Johnny, this man has been doing a lot of Snake River Farms Wagyu. Yeah, but he's got an inn at Snake River Farms, so, you know, cows raised for Wagyu have to have cholesterol problems, and they are passing on those cholesterol problems to you, I'm sure. Manuel said, I have an event tomorrow, 80s night here in Michigan. First time getting into this event. Hopefully, I'll do well. Nice. Chachi, all of the sudden, there's something in my eyes that I can't seem to get out. Oh my gosh, there it is. Would it be stuck for any other reason? I should leave it alone and get a whole new tank. Well, Bumpy, so here's the thing. It depends on where you take it, on whether or not they will exchange it for you. If you take it to a Walmart or a Lowe's or Home Depot and you go in and be like, look, this is a new tank, but the valve is seized, closed, they might be like, okay, just exchange it. But seriously, I've had tanks that have been stuck throw your purse at it. Get a nice. Oh, look at this! I have a set right here. These aren't channel locks. Channel lock is an actual brand. This is an adjustable wrench, is what this is called, and these are a Craftsman adjustable wrench, but they have this push button adjuster thing, and they're very similar to there's a German company out there called Nipex, and it's one of those things where it's either Nipex or Nipex is how you pronounce the name of the tool. And they are the bee's knees when it comes to these adjustable wrenches, adjustable pliers. Actually, I think is what this is actually would be called. And I keep these close. I was actually working on the firearm, and I used it for doing that. But I have a set of these in almost every single tool bag that I have, and I think I've even gifted some, like, to my father-in-law and my father. My father-in-law will use them. My father probably won't, but they are fantastic. Johnny says also the graded Wagyu, some is more fat than others. Robert Jones says it's a greasy texture. Wagyu steak is all about the portion and what it's paired with. Quentin said I pour A1 sauce on the A5 Wagyu to piss people off. Oh yeah, you piss people off. Marlon says Wagyu steak at Walmart for $19.35. Yeah. Chachi said, did I ever come to Texas? I have not been to Texas since the last time I was in Texas. I'm trading videos for Wagyu, pimping myself out for some fatty meats. Hell yeah. Quentin says, Dash, you have everything within arm's reach of that chair. I swear. Listen, I have a lot of stuff on this table, and there's a reason I have a lot of stuff on this table. I am a out of sight, out of mind person. If it's out of sight, I will forget that it's there. And when I am working on something, I tend to work on something and then have to like do a deep clean and put everything away. Bumpy says, thanks, bro. Appreciate your tips. Everyone, my new schedule has me getting up even earlier, 2:30 a.m. Well, good night, good brothers. Definitely be easy. And, I'll take a 6-pack or something else at some point, because, you get money now. You getting that extra shift differential. Chachi says, I know he has a knife in his pocket. Yep. So I do. But here's the knife in the pocket. But not only that, just to prove Bumpy's point, here's another knife above my head. Within arm's reach. It's one of those things where I will be doing something and I need, this is I won't say a throwaway knife, but I have a friend who works for DeWalt, and I got a bunch of these knives, you can say inexpensively. Oh, see, this one I have to flick. The newer one, there we go. The newer one has a spring to help assist the blade open up. But I put that one up there because I was doing something like in this area, and I leave knives around. Like I have one outside on my little barbecue cart there, as well as like a hammer, a pair of adjustable wrenches, because I know when and where I'm going to need tools. So I leave tools, I stash tools around specifically for that reason. But I found that there are times when I don't have my pants on. If I don't have pants on and I need a knife, I know where that one is, right inside the house, right in this vicinity. Like I have a hammer. Like I have a hammer in the back of the house. I have a hammer in the front of the house. I have a hammer upstairs. I have a hammer outside. It's just like, Chachi says, you ain't gonna do nothing? Shoot. D-Dub said, damn, Bumpy, I was complaining about getting up at 4 a.m. Nah. He said, oh, everyone check out my new video on Wendy's breakfast. Wendy's breakfast was weird. It was weird. But let's see here. Go to channel. Sous. Put some respect on Winnie's breakfast. Oh man. Share. And we're going to copy. And we are going to put the video in. I know. Chachi said I need a refill. I know. Quentin says I got to get up at 5 a.m. now. It's not as bad as I thought. Told you. Look, I'm not gonna put any more liquor in the cup because, yeah, this is caffeine, like straight caffeine. This is one of those charged lemonades or a charged lemonade from Panera. If you have not and are not a member of the Sip Club at Panera, do yourself a favor and join the Sip Club thing. You can get a free drink every 2 hours from Panera. And I think it started like May 11th, is it? And I've saved like $200 in drinks from going to Panera 2 to 3 times a day. Jeremy says that's how I am with having shift everywhere, but my wife always moves. Shit everywhere, but my wife always moves my shit on me. Mine too, okay? Which is why I have to leave things out. And it irks her, but the problem is if you put it in a drawer, I don't know where it is. And she puts stuff in drawers and doesn't tell me that she puts stuff in drawers. And she puts things in drawers or she puts stuff in the cabinet and it'll make sense to her, but for the person who's using it, it would make no sense. She's like, I'm gonna put this thing in this cabinet over here because it's the only thing in this room. But this would need to go with other tools. These other tools are at the back of the house. But this thing, which I can put your things in, is in the same room. But that thing that you could put tools in is not in the same room. That thing that I have other things in has camera equipment, or it has, pew supplies. It doesn't have this. It doesn't make sense. But she's like, but it's your thing, so I'm gonna put your things with your things. But this thing doesn't belong with those things. So Jeremy, yeah. Victor got the polo button all the way up to the top. I see you, fam. Oh, Bumpy. Yeah, well, that was his work shirt, so. And why are you clicking on that video right now? You need to be staying here on this video. Victor said next time we do a live stream, I have a knife story I will share with y'all. Too damn funny, yet true. That said, Dash, when will we be doing the next live stream? Didn't we say the second Wednesday of the month? Oh yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. It's like, I know I left that thing there. The thing is, I know where I leave things. I leave things where I leave them intentionally. Because if I leave it in plain sight, when I see it, I know where it is. When I see it in passing, I'm reminded of where it is, so I don't have to look for it. I know where it is. Jeremy says, I feel you. And she gets mad when I ask what she did with it. My wife is the same exact way. Hey, did you move such and such thing? No, why would I do that? Because you just move stuff. Then I go hunting, and I go looking, and I find it. And I say, this is the thing that I was talking about. Oh, that. Yes, I put that there. So when I asked you if you moved this specific thing, well, I didn't know that's what it was called. So I didn't move that. But you did. So then I got smart. And I would say, did you move anything recently? Did you put anything away recently? If you put something someplace where I don't know where it is, can you tell me what it was and where it is? Because you will save me time in trying to find the thing that I'm looking for when I need it. Quentin says, I thought me and my girlfriend were the only ones who had these problems. I need my stuff where I put it and just leave it alone, dang it. Mm, mm, mm. Quentin, I can, it's only going to get worse, Quentin. It's only going to get worse, Quentin. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Marlon says, can I cook Wagyu on a charcoal grill? I don't want, I don't want to go to steak hell. So you can cook it on a charcoal grill, but my recommendation is to set up a cool zone and a hot zone. So only put charcoal on like a third to half of the grill, because you want to be able to move that Wagyu off of the fire so that in case the fire gets too hot, you can slow your cook down. Jeremy says, I get that. I can't keep track of all your stuff. Then leave it alone. Quentin says, Dash, I have 4 computers in front of me. Yeah. That steak you got at Walmart can be cooked on a charcoal grill. Briquettes. Listen, Victor says, when I can't find something, I blame the cat. Damn, cat's always plotting against us. Yep. Next live group stream will be on 7/12/23. Don't touch my stuff, damn it. Marlon says, if only that actually worked. If only that actually worked. Victor says, and cats walk away from us with their tails straight in the air. Subtle, very subtle. That's not very subtle at all. Anyway, guys, I need to get up first thing in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I have to get up and go charge my car in the morning. Then I have to take taste tester number to the school, and then I need to go to work. So I'm going to end it here. Really do appreciate you guys hanging out. Definitely have a great time, fantastic time hanging out and talking with you guys. Those of you guys who this was your first time piping up and or being here, really want to welcome you and invite you to come back. Really, we have a good time. Great bunch of folks. Stay long enough to get in on the inside jokes, all right? Because, you know, we have inside jokes from years ago, like, you know, when Lloyders are going to Lloyd. And, you know, we have inside jokes from a week ago when we talk about what the South really is or where the South really is. Quentin says, I thought you had a home charger. I do have a home charger, but the home charger costs me money. And going to charge my car at the EH station does not. And the EH station, I can charge my car in 30 minutes. It takes me 15 minutes to get over there, 15 minutes to get back home. I get to stop at Panera on my way back home and get a drink. And I log on, and the charger at home, well, it doesn't take all night long, but it'll take, like right now, the car is at just under 50%. So I get about 10% charge per hour. And with that being said, to get to 80%, it would be about 3 hours or so of charging. That same 3 hours of charging, I can do it in 30 minutes. So no brainer, drive out to the charger, charge the car, on the way back, stop and get a drink. Yeah, that is what it is. Robert says, have a good night. Victor says, well then, good night all. Quentin says, night, y'all. Especially the southern folks on the south. Jeremy says, peace out. Until next week, hit the thumbs up button. D-Dub says, good night and be safe, everyone. Steven says, first love, hey yo. Marlon says, night's cooking with Steven. T-Crunk says, good night, barbecuers. Yes, indeed. T-Crunk, thanks again, man. Enjoy your cheesesteak. And go do something else. I won't say go hang out, but go at least check out South Street. it's a mid evening, early night thing. Like as the sun is going to be going down. You're not going to find a whole bunch happening on South Street during the day, but you might. I just never been down there during the day. Not for real, for real. Not especially not during the week. Victor says the fast chargers do shorten your battery life, though. Um, I'm not gonna have the car forever, so it doesn't matter really. Steven says have a good night, peeps, and be safe. I the yes, I've read that. All right, T Crunk said will do. Already did. Well, that's what's up, man. Hopefully everything, has been everything, and Philly treats you well. Definitely. Thanks again for hanging out, and really, really, that's exactly what happened. Love just after dark. Nice. Yep. So, I'm telling you, man. I thought. See, this is where the great minds think alike because the family comes in. Anyway, thanks again as always. For watching. See y'all. Dave, be easy. T Crunk said had the pizza too. Oh my goodness. He got Lorenzo and Sons. I haven't had Lorenzo and Sons. It's been quite some time. I feel like every time I'm in Philly now, it is like I'm on a mission. I gotta go up there, get what I need to take care of, done, and turn around and come back home. One of these days, I'm actually get to go up there and hang out and actually relax. Usually it doesn't happen. I'm up there for something important, turn around, come back home. Anyway, thank you very much. All the best to you and the Mrs. T Crunk. Tell her I said what's up, and more butter, baby. Yo, it's so funny. She came because T Crunk was sitting downstairs with me. He met me first in the lobby, and we kind of sat. They had like some chairs set up, and there was like a little bar. So we sat down and we were talking, and then his wife came down, and he's looking. He's like, "Oh, there's my wife right there." Blah blah blah. So she's coming towards us, and she gets about 10 feet away, and she says, "Hey yo!" I was like, "She watches, like she knows." I was tickled pink. That was how she greeted me, and it was I was kind of speechless, and I just kept saying like, "Hey yo," like she said, like I'm like, "Yo," she said, "Hey yo" to me, like she knows. That's like the secret handshake, So, but it was definitely a fun time, a great experience, and I can't say thank you guys enough for watching, for being here, and for wanting to hang out. It really does mean a lot to me. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to stop babbling and rambling. So thank you guys so very much, and I will talk to you guys. Definitely be safe in Philly. Have a safe trip home if I don't talk to you. So, and I'm gone.